my gosh, you are the Bible.
Can I ask, can I ask you a few questions because
Yeah. Oh my God, please let me.
I would love to like because this is recording, right? So I kind of want to ask you a few questions about where you were at the start and where you are now working with me, and I would love to
Definitely.
share that with my followers because I
Of course.
genuinely am so just amazed at like how far you've come. And so I want you to tell everyone then, because I'm just going to just put up on my
Yeah,
Instagram and
no problem. Of course.
celebrate you.
Um, I've definitely, reached out to Vanessa when I was probably at one of the lowest times of my life. There was a reason why we crossed paths, and now I'm like just like actually feeling everything at once. I'm embodying what we've, wrote down in the workbooks that she's planned for me. And through every session, I've grown a little more and I've accessed this part of me that I never knew I had. And the thing is that I was able to, get here on my own, but Vanessa was not holding my hand through it. I felt like I actually grew on my own, and she was just, my cheerleader. I'm so grateful for her. I've learned so much about me, and she pulled so many memories that I've repressed for so long. She has, raised my vibrations, raised my frequencies, and it has shown in so many aspects of my life, whether it be through work, school, family, friends. People can see a shift in my behavior, and I owe it all to her. And I'm so grateful for this journey. And it doesn't end here. It's always going to continue. But I'm so glad that I was able to find her at this point in time.
I love it. I love it. And I just want to, oh,
Yeah.
just, oh, I love you. Oh my gosh. Just so,
Yeah.
so nice. So nice. Oh my
Just
God.
being truthful, always being genuine.
Being genuine. I wanted to ask you, like, because nobody knows who you were before, right? They just see
Yeah.
you as like this, like, powerful, like, lovely, like, person. Who were you
Mhm.
before? Like, who, like, I remember when I first met you at the start, you were just kind of all over the shop and you were worried and anxious and stressed. Like, can you tell everyone a bit about how you were before and just like what changes you had to make by
Mm.
yourself to shift into the person you are today, who's like ready to, like, did you get into your dream college or like one of like the colleges you wanted to get into and like
I
do
got into many of my dream colleges, actually. I feel like a lot of my aspirations and goals are being met currently. And I have the capacity to hold it now. Before I didn't. Before I was creating resistance, I was emotionally, just ignorant. I feel like I wasn't being in touch with the whole emotional spectrum. I was running away from my feelings. I was stuck. I was in a funk. I was just like, what am I doing? I felt so stagnant. I just felt like um that I was meant for more, and I just didn't know how to get there. I didn't know what, avenues to take. I was just very unsure, doubtful of myself, of course. And again, that just created like a lower self-esteem. It resulted in a lower self-worth. And I didn't see myself, as valuable. I really couldn't. It just didn't like I guess occupy my mind in a way it does now, because now that like there's a shift in my behavior, in the discipline that I practice, in the self-awareness that Vanessa has shown me, um it's really just reminded me of who I really am at the core. And now it's just manifesting through everything, and I see it. And you could probably tell through like, my energy, and I probably translates through the screen, but I am really at a really high frequency, high vibration, and I only attract that type of energy. And I kind of repel the things that are not meant for me naturally. It kind of just bounces off. And that just comes with the workbooks, the self-discipline, the self-respect that I now have for myself, because I put in the work. Because
Mm.
it wasn't linear, it was, this journey was raggedy, it was everywhere. I was down and then I was up, and then I was down and then I was up again. But I've come to terms with all of that. I've come to an acceptance. I've surrendered, and you'll learn that soon from her. I've learned all of these like mindset shifts, and it's made a really huge impact on my life, to say the least.
Beautiful. Oh my God, you're so
Yeah.
sweet.
Of
So
course.
then I want to ask you then, like, do you feel super confident in just doing this moving forward, just by yourself with all the resources and tools that I've given you over the last 8 weeks? Like, how confident do you feel in being like, yep, I'm taking full responsibility and accountability for myself and my growth. I know where I'm going. I'm in a high vibe state. I appreciate Vanessa so much, but she's made me my own coach. Do you feel
Yeah, I mean, you have made me my own, I guess you made me a parent to myself. And I could not even imagine that I could get here. I think that with the resources that I was given, there's no way I could have been enlightened in this way. I think the timing was so effective. Everything she planned out was super, super intentional. And at first, I couldn't see it, but now going through the process, going through the works, it really is, for your benefit, everything that she's doing for you. I had full trust in the process, whatever it was, and that's what kept me going. I tried to stay consistent as much as I could, and she'll keep you on your toes, and I love that. There's no room. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but there's always room for error, and we've learned through that together. We sort of out together. She allows you to be open to everything, and it makes you more, I guess, aware of your whole emotional spectrum, which is part of the whole human experience. And I just think that she's making so many impacts around the world. And I'm from the US. I came across her through my TikTok page, and it was just meant to be. I just felt like energetically we were aligned, and it made so much sense. Everything, was meant to be, and the universe showed her on my TikTok page for a reason. And now I'm stepping into my power. I feel the strongest I've ever been. We've sorted through the traumas that have, I guess, built me up to where I am right now. It's built up that resilience, built up that strength. And now I feel like I'm going to carry all these lessons into the rest of my life, and probably, other people around me. So
100%.
she's making so much moves.
I just want to say that, like, you putting in the work, you're going to inspire other people, because you're going to shine your light, because you're glowing. You're in such a high vibe state. You even said yourself, like, I naturally attract high vibe people. I naturally repel. I don't even need to be like, get out of my life. It just naturally
It just
happens.
goes.
And so I want just to acknowledge just like how much you've grown. And I hope that after this interview, you go and you celebrate yourself, maybe tomorrow, or like take yourself out for dinner, because we're all about independence. You can do everything yourself. You don't need to wait for
Always.
anybody anymore. You do you.
Never. Mhm.
But I just want to just acknowledge you and like how much hard work you put in, because you showed up like 100%. And I matched you, and we're here right now. And you're going to be inspiring so many other people who are going to be watching this interview, and who are like, oh my gosh, can that really be me? Like, can I really shift?
And it can.
And it can.
It can.
And it can. And I guess
It already is you. Hold on. It already is you. You just got to believe it. And Vanessa will help you believe it. We're going to reinstate, because you already are. And that's what I learned.
love it. So this is the final question.
Sure.
What words or what advice or what would you like to tell other people who are hesitant in working with me, and they're like, oh, I don't know, is Vanessa the real deal? Can Vanessa actually get me to meet myself in my highest power? Can Vanessa actually help me move past my past and past my mental prison and get me to where I want to be?
I think most definitely. I am the living proof of that. If you saw me 8 weeks ago, I was definitely not the same girl. And the fact that I've grown this much in 8 weeks shows a lot. Shows a lot for me, especially. I came from a very low vibration, and for her to raise it up, and for it to stay consistent, and for it not to plateau was very, very, like, just shocking to me in general. I'd say that you'll never know anything unless you try. You can't imagine, your experience with Vanessa unless you actually go for it. I would recommend a consultation to feel her, energy, but you'll definitely feel it through this interview. I feel like if you're already watching this, you're already invested. So you should already just take a chance, because this is for you. This is for your future self. She is counting on you. So whatever it takes, it's up to you.
Yeah, it's powerful, isn't it? It's like, because before I started this self-development journey, I was like, no, I don't want to pay money for a coach. I don't want to do all that. But then,
Right.
I invested in coaches, and then I was like, wait a minute. Like, I'm basically like